The major cornerstone of any democratic government is accountability. As the custodian of the people's mandate, government owes the people a duty to render an account of stewardship and open the books of government to the people. Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration is 900 days in office, and it is time again to give the report of the performance of the government. It is particularly interesting to know that the last 100 days provided this government the privilege to further deliver on its promises to Lagosians. It was a gale of commissioning as new projects that would advance and transform the lives of the people were dedicated. The first of this was the new Skill Acquisition Center, AGA, in Ikorodu.
It is my honor and pleasure to declare this Skill Acquisition Center open to the glory of God, for the benefit of our children and for the prosperity of the economy and the future of Ikorodu and Lagos State. Like the new classroom? Yes. Alright then, good luck to all of you and I wish you the very best.
With about 10,000 and 40,000 students trained under the long and short-term training respectively in the last 2 years, the commissioning of this center was a further demonstration of government's resolve to alleviate poverty, empower the young and old alike, and expand the human resource base of the state. The new center has already resumed while the students have settled down to training.
I was there to learn screen printing because I don't have any work I'm doing before. So then I think when I come to this place, so I can make my future.
Well, before now, I think I have a little idea of what I've come in to do here. But I want to believe that by the time I finish in this place, I'll be a better person, you know, with the practical knowledge that I would have acquired in this place. From the number of students that you can see around, you will see that it's really worth it. In that the students that I'm seeing, I believe they are much more than what the school can even cope with. I believe that it's worth it, and it's an idea that will benefit a whole lot of people.
At Ikpaja, new rays of hope beckon for victims of domestic violence, abuse and trafficking, as Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola commissioned the ultra-modern transit home for their use. This infrastructure, the first of its kind by any government in Nigeria, boasts of facilities that can quickly stabilize such victims and provide succor within the period of their short stay.
To the glory of God, as a monument for the protection of women who are victims of abuse, I dedicate this facility as a port of safe harbor for the vessels of life.
The Lagos transportation sector also received a great boost in the last 100 days. 2 out of the 5 ultra-modern drivers institutes promised by the government was delivered. These are the Ikorodu Center, located at Odongunyo, Ikorodu, and Ikeja Center, sited within the premises of LASMA headquarters, Oshodi. Along with the opening of these 2 centers, specialized transportation equipment were also launched to complement the efforts of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority LASMA personnel in sustaining the new order in this sector. These equipment include 25 brand new high-capacity tow wreckers, 1 Bailey crusher, 2 motorized thermoplastic lane marking machines, 4 hand-pushed lane marking machines, and sets of thermoplastic paints.
And proper at the commissioning of an institute to further deepen the education of producers. The major stakeholders speak their minds when I say that this is an initiative they adopt and get. Means that in a few weeks' time, we expect to see more members of the union coming in here for training and becoming more road friendly and more road aware. to help keep Lagos safe. The glory of God, therefore, for improved safety, benefit of humanity, and for this day, we dedicate this message.
Added together, these projects constitute an arm of the new Be Road Friendly BRF initiative. They are particularly aimed at breeding a new generation of professional drivers whose respect for traffic rules and regulations is instinctive.
There has been gross abuse of licensing procedure, and we feel that an effort like this will go to redress it. And then I think they should immediately target at new entrants on the road, that is people who are being issued new driving licenses, so that they can catch them while they now certify others. So this is a laudable thing. It should have been there in the first place in every state. So it is very interesting that Lagos State government is, as usual, showing the forward initiative in this area.
It will improve our business, and as well it will improve our drivers, because by establish this type of institute will help our drivers, will help us out of all these touts, so there will be more enlightenment in the driver sector.
The security of the state is one of the major areas that have received pragmatic intervention of Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration in the last 2 years. The air of insecurity has been blown away as Lagos is today more peaceful and economically friendly. In spite of this, security also received a boost as 114 new patrol vehicles purchased by the 57 local government and local council development areas in the state were commissioned. These vehicles have since been distributed to all police formations in Lagos State.
It is another profound demonstration of the determination of the state and the local government areas in Lagos State to ensure a crime-free Lagos State. The extension of this gesture to the local government areas is a very clear signal that there is no more hiding place for criminals in Lagos State. Wherever I go, they ask me, what is happening in Lagos? How are you doing it? And I was always quick to tell them, manners no longer fall from heaven. Somebody is paying the price.
A giant step towards establishing a formidable linkage between the different parts of the state was also taken within the last 100 days. Okota-Itire Bridge, which will link over 40 communities around Itire, Surulere, Okota, Ejigbo and Ikotun, among others, was successfully joined together, setting off the final construction work towards the completion of the huge project. In the area of education, the provision of modern infrastructure conducive for learning inched closer to become a reality. The massive construction of new classrooms, about 350, is fast nearing completion. In fact, some of these new buildings have been completed and are already in use. The distribution of 30 brand new Kia Optima cars as official vehicles for principals of secondary schools, the first of its kind in the history of the state, effectively signals a new dawn in the welfare of public school officials. This will no doubt boost their morale as government is further determined to restore the lost glory of public schools. The same gesture is being extended to other government officials, medical doctors and senior officers in the civil service. The new cars have been bought and are ready for distribution.
I feel great that at long last, people now know that it pays to be in the educational sector. Nobody will look down on us anymore because Lagos State has made us proud. I feel elated at this great thing that is happening to us, especially as teachers. This is my 32nd year in service. I've served for 31 years, and this is the first time that this type of thing is happening to me, and I give God all the glory. It is a sign of better things even to come for us teachers generally. in Lagos State and in Nigeria.
On September 1st, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola was at Transfer Loading Station, Simpson, to commission another set of projects, comprising 40 waste skip trucks and 17,000 wheeler bins. These projects represent another decisive step taken by this government to ensure cleanliness and entrench proper waste disposal culture in the state. It was a gathering of who is who as stakeholders converged for another medical waste summit. Convened to address the danger or risk that could result from improper handling or disposal of medical waste, the summit provided the opportunity for experts to adequately discuss this challenge and proffer enduring solutions that would make public and private healthcare providers in the state safe for workers and patients alike. Disturbed by the rate at which drivers are knocking down street sweepers and highway cleaners, government convened a stakeholders meeting to address this problem. It was an open forum as all the issues concerned were laid bare and practical solutions agreed upon. The beautification and unveiling of Professor Ayodele Awojobi's bust at Onika Roundabout, including that of Justice Muri Aremu Okunla at Victoria Island, was in line with the tradition of this administration to reward outstanding contributions. It is identification with the spirit of excellence, forthrightness and sacrifice which these two giants stood and died for.
Honestly speaking, I am excited and I'm happy for what Governor Fashola is doing to honor this great man, a scholar. You know, we have what we call an academic and we have a scholar. This man is a scholar, and we thank God for his life. We want to thank the governor of Lagos State for honoring this great Nigerian, great African man, and somebody who happens to be a genius in his own time and is still referenced up to today and respected up to today.
Professor Awojobi is an enigma. Professor Awojobi is a great man, a great scholar, an academic to the core of exemplary status. Professor Awojobi distinguished himself as a mechanical engineer of repute. At the University of Lagos, we still find it difficult to be able to fill the position of Professor Awojobi in mechanical engineering. His excellence and expertise and academic prowess was unequal. Unfortunately, he lived a short life, but we still remember and recognize him as a great man of the University of Lagos. Put the name of our university.
I feel very much overwhelmed, and I don't know where to start. I will start at the beginning. First, I would like to all over thank our governor, Barrister Babatunde Raji Fashola, son, and I would like to thank his family and all you good people, members of his government. May the Lord bless you all. Thank you.
We really appreciate what the Lagos State government has done, because he dedicated his life to the service of Islam, Lagos, humanity generally. We really thank the Lagos State government for not just letting him have worked so hard in his lifetime, but also rewarding him now that he's no more, so that his memory will linger on.
A dedicated, honest, incorruptible judge, and a man who gave his life to God and to service for humanity. In fact, his activities within his short life is unparalleled. He was a scholar, very active, honest, dedicated, and a judge of distinction.
I think it's important to immortalize people who have made contributions in society other than people who have the biggest bank accounts. The problem of our society is that we have emphasized bank accounts, and so the people who are making contributions that are lasting are like fading away. So it's a wonderful thing that this process has started, and I hope we'll recognize not just outstanding people like Justice Okunla in one direction, one school teacher Who thought, say, the deputy governor who was just commenting as she passed, how they were prevented if you cross the lawn, you know, you got punished. Get one good, outstanding principal who has run a school in Lagos for 30 years, affected thousands of young people. Honor him with such a park also. This is the way that societies really develop. That's how you build a nation.
Agriculture Youth Empowerment Scheme, Agric Yes, is the new initiative of Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration aimed at revamping the agricultural sector. Through this program, government intends to build 1,000 elite farmers and agricultural entrepreneurs in the next 5 years. The first batch of 100 youths, which has resumed at Agricultural Training Institute, Araga, and subsequent batches would be trained in commercial production of vegetable farming, fish farming, poultry and beekeeping by Israeli experts from Hebrew University, Israel. The trainees will also be exposed to internship with already established farms to acquire more experience, while they are guaranteed soft loans and 1 hectare of land each upon graduation.
This is a very wonderful thing going on in the state, and I believe with this our youth will be empowered and there is future for our youth. Continue with this program, I believe something good will come out of it.
It's amazing. When we get here, we don't even expect what to meet on ground in terms of the facilities, the accommodations. Everything is okay.
I've been looking for opportunities like this for a while, ever since I finished school in 2004. The 6-month experience is enough for me. It's not a matter of capital now. Having a solid experience first, then the attachment, I could start anything up on my own, privately in agriculture. I could start anything, and with that, I'm sure I'll go and I'll be able to give enough employment, not just to myself and my family, but to other people. Give them food, give them employment, then we have a civil society.
The next is what I'm looking at, empowering myself to become a world-class entrepreneur, make money, get people employed, and I also help the economy in total, pay my tax to the government.
The swearing-in of the new Chief Judge of the state, Justice Inumidun Eniton Akonde, a woman, by Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, was a plus for womanhood. The ambience at Adeyemi Biro Auditorium wore a legal look as members of the bench and bar turned up to honor one of their own.
I am the 13th Governor of Lagos State and I am swearing in the 13th Chief Judge of Lagos State. And I do so with a lot of pride and heartfelt pleasure.
For the rural communities in the state, access to medical care became more simplified as government acquired a new ambulance boat to reach out to them. The impact of this acquisition is quite tremendous as there will be drastic reduction in sickness or mortality, especially those associated with waterborne diseases.
I have to be very sincere with you. We're having a great problem concerning health. We don't have any hospital around except for the one that is built in Sagukoji, but not here. But it's not far from here. For us to take boat down to that place is a little bit far from here. So even if the person is seriously sick, before we could take a boat to convey the person to that place, it takes time and anything can happen. It will be a great difference, a great one. A great one, because people have been looking forward to the opportunity to have for this kind of program to come up. So we are very grateful that at long last it come to reality.
This program is a very nice one. It's a very nice one. I love it. Yeah. I'm very, very satisfied. It's very nice. They attend to us very, very well. Yeah, I like it.
Again, 8 new water tankers were acquired for Lagos State Fire and Safety Services, which have increased the capacity of the agency to tackle emergencies when they occur. The celebration of a greener Lagos, a joint program between the Lagos State Government and the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, was a worthy cap for all the programs executed in the last 100 days. It was a big endorsement for the greening program of Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's administration by no acclaimed environmental conservation giant.
You can see it's bringing us to the Lagos we used to know, and then it's making effort to go with the world trend that let us save our greens, because by saving our greens we are protecting our own future. Of course, all the drinks are destroyed, then we are at jeopardy as well. So I'm for it.
Lagos was a very clean city when I was a young boy. We were less than 500,000. There were public water systems in ceramics with water flowing. Lagos water until 1962 was the best in the Commonwealth. We had parks, Ikoyi Park, Abunela Park, Roe Park, Evans Square, Green, King George V Park. All that in the false urbanization we have destroyed. But thank God there is a governor now who thinks green, who is making Lagos greener. And you yourselves now, when you go on the highway, whether it is at the end of Ikorodu Road, whether it is at the end of Osborne Road in Ikoyi, don't you see the improvements going on? And this we must encourage.
Indeed, it has been another 100 days packed full with exciting programs and reinvigorating projects.
Good or bad governance can make the difference between life and death, between failure and success, a lifelong sadness of joy for millions of people. This is why conception and administration has made a point of duty to invest every minute of our time in achieving our overall policy goals of poverty alleviation and sustainable economic growth, as well as the sustained transformation of Lagos into Africa's modern megacity. We have legacy pursued the greatest happiness for the greatest number of our people. That will signpost commitment to a successful implementation of our promises, manifesto of our party, and our contract with the Lagosians.
As we begin the countdown to another 100 days, Lagosians cannot but be confident that Lagos State can only get better.